everybody, welcome back to another weekend. Happy new month. This is the 1st of July. Yeah, it's funny how the year has gone by so fast. This is halfway there, and I believe that at the beginning, so many of us had our plans, had our aspirations for what we want to achieve um, in the year. Right now, I don't know. Some of them I feel like okay, it's still far fetched, but trust me, you just don't have to give up. You have to know that in 6 months, a lot can still happen. In 6 months, a lot can still happen towards the end of the year. And trust me, you could see end the year in a very good place. Not just talking about the forex, but in general, all aspects. You could see end the year in a very good place. Okay. And once again, happy new month. Yeah, you shouldn't be scared of making changes. You shouldn't be scared of going forward, taking that step. If you feel like there's something wrong, you shouldn't be scared of trying something different. Because if you're doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. Okay. That's just pretty much all I have to say right now. Yeah, we started analyzing EURUSD. Okay, so EURUSD now has been our main focus for weeks coming. Personally, I've been making some mistakes in my accounts that I'm accountable for. Yeah, forgetting about the higher time frame narrative, really. And trust me, man, nothing is bigger or better than the higher time frame narrative. What you see happening in the higher time frame, trust it, and yeah, go with the market structure, market conditions. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. Okay, this is Profit Gang forever. Yeah, representing. You can check us out on Instagram. Matches are coming out soon. We got our cargo pants, t-shirts, sweatshirts, a lot coming out. 2023, it's been great so far. Personal progress, I've made some progress generally that, yeah, I was expecting to be in a better place by now, but trust me, those little steps count. You'll be surprised how in a very short space or span, those little steps will turn to big steps, big giants. But you have to know that, yeah, you just have to keep looking in, going harder than ever, because truly you're not where you want to be. So you have to just keep going harder than ever, keep going strong, Yeah, these haters can't hold us back. Nobody can, only you can hold you back. Alright, so without any further ado, let's dive right into what we have today. EURUSD weekly analysis, weekly breakdown. You can join me for this every weekend. Alright, I took a pause for a while. I was having issues with my audio, but now I believe we're back clear. Yeah, I'm working on the videos to get better video quality, but really that's not the main issue here. I'm just here to educate the general public on my own aspect and make you see how my journey is going. How I trade personally. I'm not here to give a financial advice. I'm just here to if you enjoy how I trade, how I do my things, fine. Then you do your own analysis, your own research on the financial markets. This is just here to show how I do things personally. Alright, this is not based off a guru shit. This is just me, Collins view. Alright, so quick disclaimer. Everything you do in the financial markets should be based off of your own analysis. I'm just here for educational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, okay? Seek financial advice via financial advice is zero, yeah? Alright then. Okay, so there's something wrong with the screen. Yeah, fits. No, it fits. Okay, I feel my camera is stuck. The camera is stuck, so I have to change that. Then we get started. Alright, we're back. Okay, today we'll be looking at EURUSD, and as you can see, this is the weekly time frame. Alright, this is the weekly time frame. What do you see is happening in the weekly? That where the weekly supply, because this was the high that created this low, which broke this structure here. Okay, reacting from the demand, so this is more like a flip zone. So this could also lead to a continuation. But then what are we seeing happening there? The market is giving the market is consolidating within this range. Yeah, let's just say within this range here. The market has been consolidating for months. This January, this was from January, February to, for let's say 5 months. The market has been in this range. For 5 months. Alright, so what do you expect to see right now? Let's go down to the daily to get a better perspective of what is happening. Okay, for the daily, what do you see? Low, high, low, high, low, high, low, low, high. Okay. Yeah, these are all liquidity. As you can see, there's an imbalance left here, which markets came back to fill. Then low, general, high. Now what do we see? Market is making it low here again, rising from a demand. So we're expecting to see what? A new high. Okay, a new high. I'm just talking about the current market trend now on the daily. But then, without forgetting that this is also in a supply zone. This hits a supply zone right now, okay? This is also in a supply zone, so do not forget that as well. Yeah, this is not going to be a really long video. This is supply zone, so do not forget that as well. So now let's dive right into what is happening currently, why the market just hit the supply zone. Okay, first, what do you see here? The break of structure. As you can see, this is a break of structure, clear. This is a clear break of structure, and what's happened? A huge sell all the way to a bigger supply zone. This is like a weekly demand. Okay, this is more like a weekly demand. This is a weekly demand. Then there's a reaction. You can see the market buy continuation, then back to where the recent supply. This was the recent supply that broke this outside this external structure. Okay, it created a choke, actually, if you say choke, change of character, whichever, and as you can see, where do we mark the supply? This, if you mark this here, this is going to be like what? I've forgotten the word for it. But this is not good. This actually is not the real order block. This is not the other. This is the other block. The buy, the last buy before the sale started happening. This is where the reaction happened from for the daily, all the way to these highs. Okay, so all these are just internal structure within these zones. All right, because this was the last low that was broken, and this was the high, starting from here all the way to these highs. So this now the market grabbed what this as a liquidity, heading all the way to these supplies here. This candle, okay, this doji candle here. What do we see? We see a break of structure in the daily supply again, in the daily structure. Alright, we see a break of structure in the daily structure, and now a reaction from the daily supply. What happened? The break of structure again. Alright, for the week, this is all that happened last week. This as a whole was the continuation of last week. This as a whole was the continuation of last week. Okay, this is Friday, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, Monday started here. As you can see, Monday started here. The sale already have played out last week. Then Monday started here. What did we expect to do? Retrace all the way to these zones. The sale continuation. Okay, then down to the 4-hour. Let's see how the market played out. Good. Well, as you can see, I started looking for the sales from all the way from these zones. Yeah, I started looking for sales here, because this was the beginning of the weekend. Funny how I lost my funding accounts in the process. In the process of doing this, I lost the funded accounts. Yeah, I saw a lot of profits, but I was all about holding it all the way to the right structure I was expecting it to get to. Okay, I was all about holding it all the way to the right structure I was expecting it to get to. and then in between I eventually missed this sell that played out. Okay, I eventually missed this sell that played out. I actually had a 15 minutes entry within these zones above. I had a 15 minutes entry within these zones above that ended up being missed. The market triggered the 1 hour time frame and continued. I didn't feel bad because I don't place my trades based off of the 1 hour. Okay, I place off 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, but at most 15 minutes. That's what I do. Unless the 5 minutes, the 11 minutes is like sorry, the 1 hour was like a very small candle, so I felt like but then no hard feelings, stuff's happen. So if you look at 15 minutes, start from Monday. Let's start from Monday. What happened during the week? Okay, so we understand that the market is what currently bearish. Okay, as you can see, it's creating new lower lows. All right, it's creating new lower lows. Firstly, we understand the market is bearish. All right, so let's understand where we are at and how did we get there right now. So for Monday, as you can see, we tried getting a sell here. There's a sell here, another sell here. Okay, there's a sell here. As you can see, clear break of structure reacting from this demand, and this was from what? This breaker here, this supports, or this support zone here that flipped to a resistance. Alright, so that's why we took these trades here, which eventually ended up being a buy trade. Like I told you, I was waiting for the trades to get all the way to these lows here, somewhere here. Okay, I was just being strong-headed, and yeah, look at the same thing happened here. Okay, eventually, I don't think we're in a trade here. Okay, we tried taking sales from here. Did we? No, there were no sell positions from here, because why? This wasn't our trade. This wasn't our trade. There was no reaction. This was where we were supposed to take sales from. Okay, this wasn't our trade. So yeah, all the way here, we tried taking sales internally here. There was a loss as well. And keep it in mind, I refuse to secure anything out of all these trades that I took. About 3 trades I already took. I refuse to secure anything, and now those were already fucking up my mentals. Yeah, so this is not meant for kids. So yeah, I can see my course was truly I don't make it for kids. Those were already messing up my mentals, fucking up my mentals, whichever. And looking at this, there was a reaction from, as you can see, this was the 15 minutes here. This was the 15 minutes. Okay, this was the break of structure. So I was expecting the market to come back all the way to this 15 minutes, trigger me, and then we go down together. But that never happened. And yeah, the sale played out. There's a reaction from a demand here. So I was supposed to take buys. After I saw this break of structure here, looking at this felt like high, low, reacting from a demand here. So from the demand here, and there was a reason I took this buy. There was a reason I started looking for buys here, because the 15 minutes, okay, the market triggered the 15 minutes, but then the 4 hour itself was not touched, but the market triggered the 15 minutes that had already triggered the 4 hour. Okay, so truly the sales were very much valid, and there was no really much reason for me looking for buys here, but this was a break of structure. Okay, so, and this was more like a flip zone. A quick 1 to 2, I believe, was here as well, and yeah, I still refuse to take partials, trying to get another trade to go up with it, and loss. I refuse to wait for a break of structure. Yeah, I set an entry. Okay, I believe, was there a break of structure there? Let me check the 3 minutes. I don't think there was. I just set an entry, which was very wrong. I'm just showing you guys the mistake I took. So I made that caused me to lose an account. I was supposed to wait for a break of structure here, noticing how that has happened. All these liquidity grabs. But then I didn't wait for a break of structure. All I just saw was a reaction, a sell. Okay, a sell. I just, this was an extra unnecessary loss. This is a very unnecessary loss. Okay, this loss here was a very unnecessary loss. But see what happened after this reaction. The market was broke this low. All this failed to come back to this 5 minutes, 3 minutes bearish candle. See what happened next. All this here to come back to the 3 minutes bearish candle. See what happened next. Okay, so pretty much this was more like a breaker now. Yeah, this is more like a breaker, and this is more like an entry. This is more like an entry. Okay, The market got there, stood its ground, refused to break, reacting from this demand that, because this was more like also a break of structure, but there was no clear zone that I saw this react from. Okay, there was no clear zone that I saw this react from. Yeah, that was one of the reasons I abstained from the market. There was no clear zone I saw this react from. So this triggered. I missed this trade. Why? Because I wasn't staring at the market anymore after I took this loss here. I just felt like I'll be back the next day. And then I believe I would have still missed the trade, because if this had happened, I'd have been expecting the break of structure of this zone here before I take this sell again. Okay, so there's a possibility I'd have still missed the trade. But still, this is a nice understanding of a flip zone. Something that happened here, see? Like I said, this also gave me 1 to 2, a quick 1 to 2. So, this is it. Okay, as you can see, there was a reaction here, a break of structure, and this entry, let's see where it's up at. 129.7. Come on, that was fair enough for me to, I believe, take a partial or something, because it had already taken this high and then taking this new high. Okay, so this was okay enough. But what was I expecting? I was expecting to get to these highs before I was going to take a partial. Okay, my own greedy way. And also, I was forgetting the higher time frame perspective, the higher time frame narrative, that there was already a break of structure here, and I shouldn't be focused on the buys. I should be focused on what? The sales. Okay, I should be focused on the sales. No hesitation, just all about the sales. Yeah, but stuff like that happen. You can't beat yourself about it. Opportunities are going to come again and again and again and again. You just have to be there, understand, and do not hesitate. Okay, what do you see now? This same zone, the market came back here. This was on a Thursday, came back here on Thursday evening, and there's a break of structure. Okay, yeah, meanwhile, I was already trying to get hold of a sell position here. I was already trying to get hold of a sell position here. This was a trade that I lost my account with. I was trying to get hold of a sell position here and all this, so I lost my accounts. And yeah, but this was a very, very valid sell, because if you see, check this out. Okay, a break of structure. So this was there's a possibility of a continuation, and really there's a possibility of the buy continuation as well, because this was where the break of structure started from. Started from here already, breaking this demand, so breaking that supply, and as you can see, came back there, actually reacted to something, so it was still a very valid trade, the buys as well. And yeah, looking at this, there was no clear break of structure in the 3 minutes, but if you go down to the 1 minute, you see on Thursday, okay, the market isn't more than this. You have your zones marked out already. You see, you notice this, what do? Simple as that. Very simple. And as you can see, very simple. I give 0.5 pips for spread because of the account I trade. For MFF, their spread is like 0.5, so I automatically give 0.5 to 1 pips at tops for spread, but this is 4.2. Let's just make it 4.7. Okay, let's say 5. Let's say 5. Alright. Let's say 5. And yeah, riding from the supply. I'm taking down all the way to this close, but see. But really, that was a very good break of structure that happened there. Okay, that was a very clean break of structure. So let's go down to the 3 minutes, see how far it's gone. Yeah, I'd have been expecting it to what? If it takes this low, I'll expect to take what? This low. This would have been my real target in the end. Okay, so let's see. Oh wow, this was the 1 to 18 trade. Then all the way to this demand would be 1 to 20, I believe. Let's see if it gets 1 to 20. Okay, 1 to 20. Let's leave it at 1 to 20 because sometimes you want to be that petty, Top target 1 to 20. If you want to be that petty, okay, because this was around you already like a 1 to 19. So if you want to be that petty, let's just say 1 to 20, and because you're probably in the market observing and seeing if it retraces, you close your trade. Because you wouldn't be that greedy to expect a 1 to 20 just to complete this 20, then you let it take it back all the way to this high. No, I believe by this zone you should be able to close your trade. If it's not completing the targets, there should be no hard feelings. This is the target, this is where you are, you get. Well, everybody has their own way of managing their accounts and how they trade. This is just how I do my things. Yeah, and my account is already gone, my challenge account, so I just, left the market on Friday. This presented. It was actually a break of structure here, but then this was an invalid trade, it's just taken out of for me. Go down to the 1 minute again. Let's see the last trade I presented on Friday. Okay, let's say you missed this first entry. Yeah, you're scared of something. I believe you shouldn't miss this. Using this as like, a buy stop. Okay, this is around 7 pips. This should be like a buy stop. Should be like a buy stop. I should be all the way to these zones here. Okay. First, but this could be your zones that you target first. This would be your zones you target first, 7. But let's say this topped at the 1 to 11. Let's say it topped at the 1 to 11. You headed all the way to this high because this was the breaker point. You headed all the way to these highs. That was how the Friday ended, okay? But then I wasn't in the market to participate in this. You just have to be focused on the higher time frame perspective, higher time frame narrative, and your zones, whatever reaction you see in your strong zones, be ready to execute, okay? Be ready to execute. Right now, I try to utilize every aspect of the markets, including market execution, buy stops, sell stops, buy limits, sell limits, everything that is available to my use, available for my use. I try to utilize everything as much as I can. Yeah, it helps me, get into some trades that I wouldn't have been, I would have hesitated, I would have, had some reason not to participate in, but, with this I get to participate in most of my trades, and yeah, let's see what is going to be the analysis for the coming week. Okay, let's see what will be the analysis for the coming week. Okay, now, yeah, we're going to end our weekly analysis in the morning, okay? Yeah, what did we expect to see? There's a reaction from the demand here, quite alright, there's a reaction from the demand here, quite alright. But then, I believe there's a 15-minute zone internally. There's a 15-minute zone here, which the market has not triggered yet. Okay, there's a 15-minute zone here, which the market has not triggered yet. So I'm expecting to see probably a sell from here. Yeah, probably a sell from here. I'm using this as a 15-minute supply. Okay, let's see the 15-minute supply is actually accurate with that. Yeah, 15-minute supply is up above. Okay, I'm using this as the 4-hour supply then, because I think the 4-hour supply would be too massive for it, so I'm using it as the 4-hour supply. and then our 15-minute supply will be here. Okay. Yeah, so we appear to see a break of structure, yeah, on an evening star. These are the two things I look for mainly as my zones: break of structure, evening star, or morning star. So morning star is for the bullish, evening star is for the bearish. Okay, so I either see a break of structure here for the time frame I'm expecting it, or I see a morning star. Alright, those are the two entry criteria for me. Okay. Right, I have to look for second entry criteria, because sometimes the market do not present using break of structure, so if I see something like an evening star, yeah, I just have to make it, a little bit flexible for me. Alright, so okay, this has been a more logical story going all the way to these supplies here. Okay, yeah, like I said, all the way to the supplies here. 1 hour, this is 1 to 12, 1 to 11, okay, 1 to 11. Alright, so now we're expecting to see sell positions all the way from here, continuation down. Let me see something like this. Okay, so you see something like this for the coming week, or tops, something like this. But trust me, if it breaks, trust me, there's a possibility you could grab all this, react from somewhere in between, somewhere above. Let's try to use Fibonacci as well and see where the Fibonacci says, what Fibonacci says. You see, I have not done this before, but now what do you see? It's actually aligned with our supply zone that we're expecting to take the sales from. Okay, so we're expecting to see sales first from here above every other place. We're going to see our sales from here first, but then trust me, if it breaks this zone, I'll start putting my eyes on the buyers as well. I'll be looking for both directions, because that's still not taking these highs above. Okay, so this right there from the daily already, so let's push. Okay, yeah, let me do all this. I like to clean my chart after every video session. Yeah, more eyes on something fresh. Okay. $20.23. Yeah, it's so funny. We're so close to the end already. It's still a breakout, okay. Okay. So yeah, if I get to see sales for for the coming week, what do you expect to see sales play out from these zones, or probably somewhere above, but so I believe the sales are going to continue all the way down. Go to the 4 hour, you see, it should be clear. We're using the higher time frame. Okay. Oh, also remember, we're coming from a very strong supply. We're coming from a very strong demand, so there's a possibility this might hold. If this doesn't hold, then these zones don't hold. these zones don't hold, then I don't think there's anything we can really. Who told you, bad man, don't dance? But oh, why we're expecting the demand zones to remember, the market is what's bearish. I noticed what is happening in the weekly, yes, but I did not place my trades based off of what is happening on the weekly. I placed my trades based off what is happening on the 4-hour time frame. And yeah, right now the 4-hour is very much bullish, and I'm seeing it react from a very strong supply zone, which aligns with the Fibonacci. Okay, that's the second confluence. And then if you see a reaction like a break of structure there, that's the third confluence, and I'm going on in my entry criteria is already presented. I believe that is going to be the end of our analysis for the coming week. There's going to be end of analysis for the coming week, you know. Stay tuned. If you enjoyed the video, come back for more. If you don't, tell us why. And yeah, that's pretty much it, you know. Calling you peeps. We're out.